Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have two Joes, believe it or not. We have our Joseph Loughran, marketing vice president, and then we have our Joseph, who runs our third-party lead vendor, who's going to dive into the platform. I like to call it a deep dive. We're going to talk all about final expense, mortgage protection, exclusive, and voice-verified leads. So we have some great stuff to talk about. And, you know, I want to mention a few things before we jump in. In fact, Joe, let's go right to the next slide here. It's important that everybody understands in our business, and you know, we've been in business since 1972. I've been doing this for more than half my life, for 22 years now. Both Joes have been in the business a long time. There's no free lunch, okay? We all know the way the insurance brokerage industry works by now, including yourself. And if you hear about or see a marketing piece for, you know, some free lead program, and you call today and, you know, you get free leads for the rest of your life and they're the best leads ever, there's always a catch, okay? And I promise you, and I'm sure you're shaking your head and agreeing with me right now, there's no free lunch in the way that if there's free leads and this company is giving you free leads, first of all, you have to be captive to them because no one's going to invest in you and have you right outside of their organization, as we know. Number two is if they do give you free leads, the commissions are going to be literally cut in half. I even heard of some agencies that pay out 20, 25, 30%. Okay, so yes, they're giving you free leads, but you can only sell their products at that very low commission, and you typically have to answer to somebody weekly or on a monthly basis. Okay, so that could be a real pain in the you-know-what. So, you know, the other way to look at this, right, because there's so many pieces of the pie taken out, right? And we all know the top commission level. We know generally about what that is. And if we can make a slim override and pay our agents the very top level, okay, commission-wise, and then be able to offer you a great price on exclusive leads that work, then to us, that's a win-win, okay? Yes, we do want you to write any business generated back through us, but at the commission levels that we're paying out at these GA type of commissions, there's no reason not to. We're not going to call you every week. We have literally over 100 carriers to choose from. You'll never find a product that's better priced than what we have, so there's no reason to not use our platform, okay? And even if you say, well, Bill, you know, I got a great program through someone else and they're giving me free leads, I'm going to say to you, good luck. That's great, as long as they're paying you a healthy commission structure, which I would put my life on it. There is no way it's a GA kind of commission. You are getting crushed on your payouts. There's no secret about this. So just make sure you have your eyes open. In my opinion, if you can get a top commission payout, if you can get a great price on a good lead that opens doors, you won. Okay, it's that simple. We literally have agencies under us who recruit agents who literally buy these leads by the batch, okay, give them out for free, and then they pay the agents a lower commission, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, okay? I would be crazy to think that there is something wrong with that, but all I'm saying, have your eyes open and know what you're getting into. But you are taking it on the chin one way or another. But if the program works, good for you as long as you're writing business. That's the way we all look at it. So with our lead platform we are rolling out today, you basically get about a 20% discount, where if you were to find them off the street, about 17 to 25% off each lead. So there's a huge savings there. These leads work, okay? They're not perfect, no, Absolutely not. So we don't want you to call us or email us and say, Bill, the leads you spoke about didn't get me a $20,000 sale on my first call. They're not perfect, but we know for a fact they work and they open doors. And if you can sell 2 to 3 leads, right, out of every batch, that's a win. In my opinion, if you can pay for that batch with 1 lead and then make a few $1,000s on every batch, there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, this is above and beyond your day-to-day business and what you're doing, let's say, with your existing book of business. And maybe what you're, let's say you have maybe a high school student that's calling maybe clients and prospects in the area, right, to try to open doors for you. Or if you're on Facebook and you're doing some Facebook and LinkedIn marketing, okay, I suggest everybody goes on YouTube tonight and types in how to generate insurance leads on YouTube, or how to generate insurance leads on LinkedIn or Facebook, because the answers are right there, and you need to have all this stuff going on the background. So when you call on your leads, that's just the icing on the cake. So that's the way we look at it. That's the way we train our agents, and it works. Okay, we now have almost 16,000 agents in every city in the U.S., and this is what we talk about almost every day. So we know the program works. All right, so also I'm going to mention before jumping in, we are launching our senior health division, okay, Q1 of this year. So by March, this will be up and running 100%, and then we are launching a brand new Medicare supplement lead platform that they are all exclusive leads, very, very reasonable. So when we launch the platform and by March, we're going to also launch our MedSup lead program to go along with it. And you talk about opening doors, okay? This is the ultimate way to get your message across. And then remember too that even if you're calling on, final expense or mortgage protection or MedSup, whatever it is, that doesn't mean it can't turn into a $50,000 IUL sale, okay? It doesn't mean it might not turn into a $250,000 annuity sale, right? Or critical illness or a cancer product. So you can't always assume that, oh, it's mortgage protection and now they want to talk about retirement savings. That doesn't go hand in hand. Big deal, it's okay. Guess what? The IUL premiums and commission are 3 to 5 times what a mortgage protection sale is. So you need to know how to pivot and make sure you go in your toolbox and you know about the basic products, all the way down to guaranteed issue life. You will never come across a lead or prospect that we don't have a product for. It will not happen. I don't care what the health situation is. And nowadays we have guaranteed issue products all the way up to age 80. Okay, you can even stack them and go over $100,000 of death benefit. And now commissions are even double of what they were a few years ago on the guaranteed issue side. So there's no more excuses. And I can go on and on and on. But the point is, in my opinion, if these leads lead to an open door, a chance for you to tell your story on the phone or in person, that's a win. All right, let's move forward. We got our podcast launching also January of 2019. My first guest is a Forbes 500 local businessman, Cleveland Clinic's Man of the Year, Jeff Levitetz, also my mentor for 24 years. So I am so excited to have him as the initial launch podcast guest speaker, and I couldn't be any more blessed, excited, and I hope everyone participates, listens in, subscribes to your podcast channel. It's called the Bill Levinson Experience. And then every month we're going to have a new featured guest speaker. I have some awesome surprises. We're already talking to one guy who will blow your socks off. I promise you, when I announce this, everybody will love to hear him speak for 30 minutes. So we have some awesome stuff to come. I hope you subscribe. Okay, moving forward, what we did is we put together a real neat 2019 carrier positioning reference guide. So this is all for traditional life products, which when you're calling these leads, yes, you have to know guaranteed issue, simplified issue, mortgage protection, final expense, but you also have to know the cheapy term and the IUL and the no lapse guaranteed UL, because you have to be able to pivot. You don't know who you're going to speak to. You don't know if their net worth is $32,000 or it could be $2, $3, $4 million, and that's already happened. So we're not just talking here to try to get everyone excited. It has happened already a few times, as a matter of fact. So just know the basics, know enough to be dangerous. This is a great reference guide. It's now on our website, and it basically just shows you where to go for what in the traditional life insurance space. So I would print these out, have everything ready when you're calling your leads. Okay, Joe is going to take the wheel. He's going to show you. We built an exclusive Kerry Levinson lead program website, just so you know where to go for what, and then he's going to talk about some other neat co-op lead programs. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So, of course, everyone will get an email this afternoon with all the details we're covering in today's call. I just wanted to point everyone's attention real quick to kerrylevinson.com. What you're seeing in front of you is actually where you can go to access all the programs we're going to be covering today. Underneath that Agent Tool tab, just click on Lead Programs, and that drop-down will actually show you every single one of those platforms, how to access them, how to order them. And in addition to that, we built, like Bill said, a website whose only purpose is to give you more information on your lead strategy and how to take advantage of all the co-op programs that we have. That's levinsonleadprogram.com. That's the web page you're looking at in front of you. So when you're done with today's call, either go directly there or wait for my email this afternoon. You can access every single one of these platforms right through levinsonleadprogram.com. Anytime we update a lead program, of course, you'll get an email blast update. You'll also get access to this website where everything is updated in real time. So that's really your one-stop shop for everything lead program when it comes to the Levinson web portal.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. Thank you. So real quick, before we launch our feature presentation, I want to make sure everyone has a pen and paper, jot down notes, questions, comments. We want to hear from you. There's a question comment box, bottom right corner. Type in questions or comments as we go. If they're good, bad, indifferent, if you don't like something, you love something, we want to hear from everybody. It's how we create these things every week. So please feel free to share. Also, when Joe is done speaking, okay, we're going to go over other various mailer programs. We have other co-op lead programs for the annuity side. We have some neat stuff to talk about, all available at co-op pricing by riding the Levinson coattails. So great stuff to come. We're also going to give away a free batch of these exclusive leads. At the end of the call, we'll announce the winner, and it was the number 100th registrant. So we'll announce your name at the end of today's call. So real quick, we're going to introduce our feature presenter. Joseph is our lead vendor. Joe, you there?
Yeah. Hey, Bill. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. So thank you for having me on the call today. And, we'll just jump right into it. As Bill said, we have an exclusive lead program for Levinson agents. It consists of two types of leads. Both leads are a verified lead, and I'll explain what that means. So you can get a regular straight life insurance lead, or you can do a mortgage protection lead. So the verified life insurance leads, what we're doing is we're telemarketing, and we're telemarketing in your area, and we're conducting interviews with the prospects that answer the phone. The way we engage everybody is we're asking them if they would like more information on our state-approved life insurance. So you can imagine how many times we have to ask that question to get someone that says, actually, yeah, I would like some more information. When we do get that person that answers yes to our question, we'll say, great, we just have a few questions for you to see what you qualify for. What's your name? And then we'll ask, how old are you? We'll ask, how much coverage are you looking for, ma'am? And that's an open-ended question. And, Bill was talking about, pivoting and being a broker and being open-minded. When you ask someone how much coverage they're looking for, they can say all types of different things. 60% of the time, they're probably saying, $5,000 to $20,000. So that's probably going to be like a whole life type client. Sometimes they might say 100,000 or 200,000. Sometimes you get a person that says $1 million. So it's an open-ended question. We like to see what they want. We're catering to the client that's calling in. So they'll tell us what they're looking for. We'll record that information. Once we have the amount of coverage they're looking for, we'll ask, who would you name as your beneficiary? That's a really good question because you're making it real for them, and they're kind of committing to something by naming a beneficiary. And it's also nice that when you call the person back, you can actually, mention that, I see Jim Smith, your son, you want to name him as the beneficiary. So we'll get the beneficiary information. After that, we'll ask them for their address. And then, once we gather all that information, we're probably been on the phone for about 4 minutes at this point. We'll thank them. Thank you for all that information, ma'am. And then, by the way, is there anyone else in the home that could use a quote on life insurance? And so about 40% of the time, you're getting a lead that has more than one person on it. There's many opportunities to write multiple apps on these leads. And if they do mention it, sometimes, it's the husband, if we're talking to the wife. Sometimes it's, all 3 kids. If I'm talking to the 60-year-old mom, and, she's naming her 40-year-old children or, maybe in the 30s or whatever age. But, you can get sometimes 3-4 people on one lead, and that's just icing on the cake. So basically, once all that information's taken down, we thank them. We let them know an agent's going to be contacting them back within 24 hours. And we submit that information directly to the agent within about 5 minutes. So what's the benefit of that? You're getting it right away. The person's going to remember having that conversation. They're going to know it's about life insurance. And, you literally can call them right back. So with as a Levinson agent, you're qualifying for a $10 off per lead reduction off our street pricing. You can get started for only, for $250, you can get a 10-lead order. It's, pretty inexpensive entry point to, go set 40 to 60% of them into appointments. Most agents do set about 40 to 60% into appointments. Let's just say you set 4 appointments. Let's just take the low end of that. Most agents I talk to, they tell me this. If I sit down with a person, 9 out of 10 times I'm writing them, and I'm sure you guys are the same way. So let's just say you sit with 4 and you write 3 of them. I mean, you're making some pretty good annual premium in return if you take an average case and multiply that by 3. And, and then you're also going to have the appointment where you sit down with the husband and the wife and, you're walking out with 2 apps. So that's always nice. Just to let you know how we work, though, when you place an order, we need 3 or 4 counties to call. So you'll place the order. Everything's done through the Levinson website. 3 or 4 counties to call. The more counties you give us, the faster your leads come in. And then typically it's going to take about 3 to 5 business days to complete your order. And then real important, what's real nice about the program is you can put an order in, let's say, Monday morning. And then Tuesday morning, you're going to start getting leads. You're not waiting 6 to 8 weeks for them to come back in the mail. And then when you get them, no one remembers what they filled out. It's total opposite. Now start the next day. You're going to start getting leads. As soon as you get that lead, it's 5 minutes old. Call them right back. Set your appointment. Let's say you get 3-4 leads in one day. You should set 2-3 appointments. You're set for the next day. You can literally go start making money within the next 24 hours. So we'll go to the next slide here. So the other program is the Mortgage Verified Mortgage Protection Lead. I still have been searching. I still believe this. We are the only telemarketed mortgage protection lead on the market. Mortgage protection has historically been a mail lead, and we've perfected a way because mail, as you know, it's getting really hard to get mortgage protection leads back in the mail. And the reason is because I refinanced like 2 years ago. I swear I got no less than 45 mortgage protection letters in the mail. It's an oversaturated market. Everyone's doing it. So this is something not everyone's doing. This is a program that, you guys have access to, and you can really take advantage of. It's the same process as the life leads, just around the mortgage and what they owe on it. Same we're calling, would you like to protect your home with mortgage protection insurance? And if they will say, well, yeah, yeah, sure. We're explaining what that is. Well, ma'am, this is a mortgage protection policy. It protects the home if you become sick or disabled. It can pay off the mortgage in the event of your death, or if you become disabled have a critical illness such as a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, it can make your mortgage payment. So basically what we just did there is we educate them in 2 sentences about what this is so they know. And then after we do that, we verify that they actually have a mortgage. So, you currently do have a mortgage, ma'am, correct? Yes, I do. Great. I just have a few more questions. What's your name? How old are you? What do you want on the mortgage? And what's the property address? And that's what the lead's going to entail. Once we get all that information, again, we thank them. We let know a mortgage protection specialist will be calling back within 24 hours to answer your questions and let you know what you qualify for. And so that information, again, is going to be emailed over within about 5 minutes. You can literally call them right back again. And then it's as far as the reduction in price, you guys get a $5 per lead reduction from our street pricing. So it's $35 a lead for minimum order of 10. And then again, 3 to 4 counties. The more counties you give us, the better. For an example, or you can also do an area code. Like, for example, let's say you live in Houston. Houston has 3 area codes you can call, 281, 713, 832. So you could just put in 3 area codes. It covers the city of Houston. That's plenty of population to call. That's great. For people in the rural areas, you're probably going to be doing counties because an area code could cover, up to 50 counties. But for those of you in the metro area, just keep in mind you can use an area code. And the more numbers we have to call, the faster your leads come in. So, so just keep that in mind. Same thing, orders will start the next day. You should be able to set 40 to 60% into appointments. And, here's the thing about setting appointments. The less you say on the phone, the better. Don't get into a big speech about who you are, who you represent, what carriers you have, and da-da-da-da-da. Set the appointment. Here's a really good way to do it, guys. You call them back and say, hi, Mrs. Smith, yes, this is Tom with the Mortgage Protection Group. I'm returning your call. You just hung up with one of our telemarketers about the mortgage protection insurance. Yes? Say, great, I have your information in my hand. Let me just verify real quick. I have, Mary Smith, you're 65 years young. Looks like, you owe about $100,000 on your mortgage. Is that correct? Perfect. Let me just confirm the property address, make sure I have it correct. Is it da-da-da-da-da? Perfect. And then set your appointment. Say, well, ma'am, I'd love to answer your questions and see what you qualify for. I have to put some information together. Can I drop it off tomorrow? Are you going to be home between 10 and 12 o'clock tomorrow? Perfect. I'll just swing by. I'm going to be in your area seeing other people. Let me swing by, drop off that information for you, okay? Perfect, ma'am. You set an appointment. Give them a range, say between 10 and 12, and say you're just dropping off information. Don't say, well, I need to sit down with you, and we need to have a discussion, and we need to do all these things because you're going to scare them. Just be real nonchalant. I'm just going to drop off some information. You're going to be around tomorrow between 10 and 12? Great, And then what you do is when you drop off the information is that's when you say, well, let's sit down so I can explain it. Now you're sitting at the table, and then you can do all your questions and see who you're working with health-wise and all that. Another thing, Bill talked about pivoting. It's very important. You guys need to be brokers always. Always be an independent broker. So let's say you got a mortgage protection lead. You set your appointment. You're sitting in front of the table. Okay, they're 65. They owe $100,000 on the home. But let's say they had a heart attack last year. Okay? It's okay. Don't be like, well, you don't qualify for anything and just, get up and leave. And don't even say you don't qualify. Show them a straight, simplified issue term, that covers the $100,000 that they would qualify if they did have a heart attack, or maybe they had cancer 3 years ago, but they're cancer-free for the last 2 years. Show them a simplified issue term, or maybe address their final expense needs. No matter what, you're at the table. All the lead's going to do, as Bill said, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to talk about life insurance. Okay. You got in on an MP lead, but maybe you do end up selling some whole life insurance. And the way you do that is you say, well, ma'am, you know what? Since you do have cancer last year, I have a perfect product for you. This will cover 6 months of mortgage payments. How much is your mortgage payment? $500 a month. Perfect. Let's do a $15,000 policy. Divide 15,000 by 500. Okay, say that's 30 months of mortgage payments. So, sell it that way. Say this is a policy that it can cover your mortgage payments, even though it's a whole life product. Anyways, the point of the whole thing is be creative. The lead got you in the door. You're sitting at the table. No matter what the situation you are presented with, adapt and overcome, and just make sure you have all the arrows in your quiver, which is your briefcase, and that, you're leaving all options on the table. So with that, I'll turn it back to you guys.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. Right to the point. Again, if anyone has questions, let us know. We can also get Joe on a call with us as well. I also want to mention a few things before we finish up here. We have about 5 to 10 minutes left. We're going to show you other resources available. We have lead scripts. We have marketing mailers, a bunch of e-blast campaigns you can start to use. So some neat stuff to go with it. We're also going to send a thank you email to everyone on the call, and we'll include the order form as long as you're appointed with us. Okay, so obviously if you're ordering final expense leads, you have to be appointed with a final expense carrier. Mortgage protection, same thing goes, okay? And any business written must come back through Levinson. You don't get a commission reduction. There's no small print. Just the bottom line is it must come back through us with any carrier or product that we have, which there's really not a reason to write it outside regardless with all of our product selection. Also, another great way, even if you say, you know what, Bill, I have my own lead program, but this does look pretty good. So we have instead of cash for contracting, which we've had for the last 7 to 10 years, we now starting January 1st of 19, leads for contracting, LFC, free leads for contracting. So the way that works in a nutshell, if you are appointed through a competitor right now and you want to transfer the contract over to us, as soon as you write your first app, we match, or most of the time beat, your existing commission, plus we send you 3 free exclusive leads, okay? That's simple. If it's 2 contracts, you get 5. If it's 3 contracts, you get 10 free leads on us. No commission reduction, no small print, no nothing. So if you're interested in that, it's called Leads for Contracting. Just let us know. We have a form on our website. We'll also include it in the thank you email, so everything is at your fingertips. Okay, what we're going to do real quick, I'm going to run through a few other co-op mailer and lead programs that we have, and then Joe will talk about, he's got a couple of slides to show you what resources are available for you. If you're working maybe your own lead program or ours, whatever the case is, we have some really neat stuff that we put together to help you get your message across. Okay, so also, one last thing before we jump in. I heard Joe talking about, making the appointment and how you have to be prepared, and saying, to the customer that, can I come back tomorrow? Can I come by tomorrow at 2 o'clock and drop off the paperwork? Keep in mind, these days, yes, it's always great to see a client face-to-face, but even if you are selling over the phone, okay, we have agencies, they don't leave their house. Okay, and these are MDRT producers. So between webinars, which is what you're on right now, and literally running the client through an online presentation, you can do everything over the phone. Make sure you have our quote engine up and running. Okay, you can send a few emails, lock down the day. You can use the free scholarship program as an incentive to join you on the webinar or on the call. Okay, it's a free $500 scholarship if they listen to you talk about insurance and scholarship. So that's a great hook. So yes, great to see these clients in person, but it's also just as good now over the phone. And a lot of people, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want you sitting at their kitchen table on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. after they tuck their kids in for bed. Okay, so sometimes the phone works as good. So just keep that in mind. With all of our technology and tools, it really becomes a win-win. Okay, real quick, our orphan lead program. So we had an incentive for free orphans last month, closing out the year. That has expired, but we do have the orphan lead program exclusively from Levinson. So as soon as you write $10,000 of annualized premium in a 12-month period, you get our free orphan lead program. Okay, so it literally is as easy as 1, 2, 3. We email you existing term policy holders. You can talk about conversion or putting them into a new term policy. So those are free. So as soon as you get to that level, let us know. We'll email those out. On the right side, we have a co-op final expense mailer. Okay, so on the final expense side, we really have an awesome turnkey platform. We have those leads you just heard about. Plus, we have this final expense mailer, okay? Plus, we have the Legacy Safeguard. It's a burial turnkey marketing platform that you can use to go out and spread your message and get your name out there, okay, in the senior market. So there's the Legacy Safeguard turnkey platform, co-op mailers, that's what you're looking at now, the exclusive final expense leads, which is what you heard about, and then you give that client a free scholarship for their grandkids. That's a $40,000 value. So with all of these 4 things wrapped up in one package, that makes for a win-win, and you can only get that through Levinson. So if you're recruiting downline agents, there's so much value add there that you're going to make for a great story when you're recruiting agents to your own downline, or if you're out there marketing and selling final expense products. So great story to share there. All right, moving forward here, we have our live transfer lead program. Now, this program is hands down the best we have. They are more expensive. These run $40 to $50. These are live transfers. So you basically tell our operator, hey, I want to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 to 4, and they literally call you with the client on the phone that already expressed interest to hear about a life insurance quote. So those are awesome. We get a co-op discount for all Levinson agents. On the right side, we have our co-op annuity lead mailer program. So this is just for annuities. We're getting about a 2 to 3% response rate. $460 includes 1,000 mailers, postage. We use your name and return address. Okay, so talk about a great conversation starter for investment and retirement planning. This works great, and that's a co-op special price that we get. Again, just riding our coattails, you take advantage of these discount pricing packages. So great stuff there. Joe's going to talk about some great lead resources that we put together just for you. Okay, if you're using our program or someone else's, whatever it is, we don't really care. We don't make any money on any of these lead sales programs. So always keep that in mind. We're simply bringing the value add to the table. So if you're using competitors or you're using your own, that's fine too. Joe's going to show you some great FAQs and close pieces that will help you get your foot in the door and close the sale. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So these will, of course, be included in that thank you email you received this afternoon. So we have the mortgage lead FAQs. This is basically common objections, common things that agents have run into over the years of running mortgage protection leads. So kind of things, how to pivot to different products, how to maybe talk about disability income to cover the mortgage amount. Just a really great piece that can kind of help you dive into that platform. I've even had agents who have been doing telesales and doing mortgage protection for 10, 12 years say they've gotten some great information from this FAQ sheet. In the middle, there's really kind of a neat script here on term and final expense close. And then over on the right-hand side, we have the ultimate cross-selling close. This talks about maybe pivoting from disability to life or life insurance back to disability, maybe critical illness, some ancillary products, accidental death, a great way to kind of make sure if the client maybe already has some sort of coverage, whether it's term, as vanilla term, or maybe we talk about living benefits, a great way to kind of pivot as a broker to be able to make sure that you're offering all the best products and solutions. Also, really quick here on CarrieLevinson.com, underneath the product tab, we've actually put together a tab that shows you every simplified issue or non-med plan that's available. We mentioned a lot of different products being at your disposal. When it comes to writing these mortgage protection term products, we now have companies that go upwards of $1 million on a non-med basis, all the way to issue age 65. So if you're running a quote looking for that particular product, we even have some companies that do same-day approval for up to $1 million of term. GUL, whole life coverage, that's all available right on the website. I will include this link in today's thank you email as well. So really great, valuable information. And with these products, you can really streamline the entire policy workflow. What used to take 4 weeks can be done in literally 1 to 2 days. So a lot of great resources to close more business much faster than ever before.
Okay, good stuff, Joe, as always. So hopefully you will be at our 2019 Annual Agent Expo. And when it comes to selling over the phone, face-to-face, through webinars, you must listen to Joe Ross, okay? That guy is hands down the best insurance and annuity trainer in our industry today. He's also our keynote speaker. Okay, so he is going to speak for an hour at the Annual Agent Expo. We're going to have over 300 agents from all over the country. Even if you're not local, that's no problem. This is free for everyone. Also, starting at $15,000 of premium, you can qualify for round-trip airfare, free night or two at our beachfront resort where we're holding the expo. So we have some great packages available. Or again, if you feel like just driving in, this is free. We take care of dinner. We have breakfast, lunch, snacks throughout the day, 100% free. It's also a great way to bring in agents and build your own downline, okay? Because as soon as they're done listening, obviously they're going to want to get contracted, and it's going to be under you, and you control the spread. So that's another great way to build your very own downline. Okay, so May 10th, 2019, I hope to see all of you there. It's really going to be a day filled of sales ideas. Okay, moving forward here, our upcoming agent training events. That's what you're on right now. So it's so important, okay? You're calling all these leads, or maybe you have someone running a call room for you. Whatever the case is, you need to be collecting emails, phone numbers, names, and e-blast these people at least weekly or every other week or a couple times a month. That's how you brand and market and build your name. It's crucial. So it's important to have a CRM tool. We have a free agency automator platform. You get a free CRM, free retail website, no charge, okay, as long as you're appointed. And then we have a virtual assistant that will call all of these prospects for you. It's for pennies on the dollar. We have all of the tools built in to the agency automator system. If you want to learn more, okay, every single day of the week now. We just started this on January 1st. Every day of the week at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have a different topic for the agency automator, and these are live webinars that give you a chance. It's an open call, open forum. You can ask questions. You can have your assistant on. The goal is we want to make sure that you're comfortable in using some of the latest technology and platforms that we offer to help you build your business, okay? There is no limit now with the internet and all of this great technology that's available for you. We go over the AssureWorks. That's the target marketing campaign. Tuesdays, the website builder. Wednesday is the CRM platform. Thursday is prospecting and agent recruiting with Agency Automator. Friday, we do an overall best practices run where we touch on everything and we show you how to change your game and get to the next level for the new year. Just under that on the bottom in green, on the 22nd at 2 p.m., we go over our exclusive final expense sales platform. Just under that in blue on the bottom, industry's top long-term care child riders, 124.19 on the 24th of 2019, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to dive in. And I also want to say that, you know, if it's the weekend or late at night and you want to brush up on some of these ideas or topics, go to our YouTube channel, okay? And you can scroll through hundreds of videos and dive into, the scholarship program or any campaign or platform or webinar training that we've done. It's a great way to brush up. I'm also going to say that we have a great 3-part training series. If you're selling over the phone is your thing, we brought in a consultant, Todd Ewing, who is the master in selling over the phone. Okay, we have a 3-part training webinar. It's free. Okay, each one is an hour, and by the time you're done listening to him, you're gonna feel so much more comfortable. Have some tips and tricks for selling over the phone. So we did all of this for you. Okay, so it's there for the taking. It's up to you to take advantage with this stuff. Run with it. There's no charge. You don't have to sign an exclusive captive contract with Levinson. No, if you're appointed with us with at least a carrier, you're in. That's it. It's that simple. Okay, so I'm going to also talk about our last slide here, and it's so important that we're all in the right mindset, especially when calling on these leads. Okay, if you're seeing people or prospects in person, whatever the case is, okay, you have to be that guy or girl that has a good energy, a good vibe, that's positive. Okay, and to be there day in and day out, because sometimes it's tough. It's not easy. 2, 3 in the afternoon, you're making call after call. It starts to burn you out a little bit. So do whatever it takes to keep you in that place. If it's working out, taking walks around the block, if it's jogging, temple, church, yoga, whatever it is, find that place for you, or else I don't care how great your leads are, you're not going to be successful, okay? So the last quote here is the Positive Tuesday quote, but before I go over that, I want to go over the number 100th webinar registrant, okay? The winner of the free batch of leads is Miss P. Claypool. Miss P. Claypool, congratulations. You were the number 100th registrant on today's webinar. Now I'm going to end with this, okay? We're into a new year here. Today was the official day that New Year's goals fall through the cracks. But we're all not going to let that happen, are we, right? It's up to you now to make some notes, okay? I don't care if it's social media marketing, okay? If tonight you write down, hey, I need to learn how to run a Facebook ad, knowing that the target age is 50 to 85 now that's on Facebook. That's the perfect market for life insurance sales. So learn how to create your own Facebook ad. Create your own YouTube video tonight, okay? Sit across from your spouse and say, honey, I want to talk about mortgage protection or final expense or IUL. Have her record you for a minute or two and then post that video on your YouTube channel and on your website. And then you e-blast it out to all of your clients and prospects to watch, okay? It's that 4-prong approach. That's the way I look at everything. It's so important, okay? Write this stuff down. It's a new year now. We're going to end with this. Think back 10 years ago, okay? And imagine where you would be today if you started that business or that social media campaign or joined the gym or went on that interview. Now is the time to set the new 10-year challenge goal. We're all seeing these 10-year challenge pictures, what I look like 10 years ago, what I look like today, and how I never aged one bit. Forget that. Think about, where is your business? Where was it 10 years ago? Where is it today? Where will it be 10 years from now? That's the 10-year challenge, folks. With that said, have a great rest of the day, a good week, great selling. Take care.